In this video, I'm going to take you with me on one of my long runs. I'm going to talk you through some of the mindset tips that I use. I'm going to show you some of the scenery I get to enjoy when I run. And I'm going to start the video off by sharing some of my pre-run routine and some of the gear that I use. If you find anything in this video useful, let me know in the comments and I'll try to do more of it. And remember to like and subscribe. And with that said, let's get into my pre-run routine. On the mornings when I do more than 10 miles, I'll try and have some breakfast before I go out. I suppose hazelnut spread on my bagel isn't probably the best starting point, but it's a little treat I give myself on the mornings when I do a longer run. And then I have some electrolytes just to help me kind of try and perform as well as I can while I'm out.
The most important part of my running gear for me is what I have on my feet. So it took a long time trying to figure out the right socks and shoes for me. So the socks that I use currently are these 1,000 mile red stripe socks. Find them quite good. I get a lot of mileage out of them. They kind of hold their shape very well. So I'm a big fan of these socks. For my running shoes, I'm a big fan of the Asics Kianos. I'm currently running in a pair of 31s. I'm an overpronator, so I need that little bit of extra stability. And I found that once I hit on the right pair of runners, it kind of reduced the amount of niggles I had while I was running. So big fan of these runners. I've been running in Kianos kind of even as far back as maybe 25s and 26s. They give me all the support I need, so I'm a really big fan of these shoes. So when I'm doing a run that's in the double digits, so again over 10 miles, I'll bring my running vest. This is just a running vest I picked up online, and I will bring some water and some snacks. If I'm going less than 10 miles, the only thing that I'll bring with me is my running watch and my headphones. The running watch, it's a Garmin 235 Music, I think. And then these headphones, they're a Soundcore A1 headphone. I was able to pick them up pretty cheap. I find they're quite good at just staying in my ear while I'm running. Sound is quite good. And when I am running, I will often only wear one headphone because I want to be able to hear traffic and other things that are happening around me. So I'll always make sure that I have one ear free so I can hear all of that. This is the gear. I have my vest on, got my snack and my water. It's quite comfortable. As I said earlier on, it does exactly what I need it to do. I think I'm going to probably bring some sunglasses with me as well because it looks like it's quite sunny, but with the weather here it also might rain, so I'll have to play that by ear when I'm out. We've got our little green line, which means the GPS has been found, so we're ready to go. This is 1 mile into my run. It's handy to have such a notable marker as my 1 mile mark. I know that I'm really lucky that I have such beautiful places to run so close to where I live, and every time that I'm on this route I'm always really grateful that I have the kind of mental headspace to be able to just come out and enjoy what's around me. See those dark clouds? I'm hoping they don't become rain, but if they do, just drive on. I know one of the benefits that I really get from my runs is that my mind gets to slow down. When I'm just focused on putting one foot in front of the other, then everything else kind of fades away. So I know I really like when I'm able to run this early, because it puts me in a position whereby I have the whole path to myself, and my mind slows down. Kind of everything, all of the stresses or worries of life, like I can just tell myself they'll be there after my run, so I don't need to put any energy or effort into them now. I can just enjoy the run, enjoy that focus, and then when I finish my run, my mind space will be better, so be quieter, calmer, and I'll be better able to take on whatever it is that was kind of bothering me before I started the run. So something that I would have spoke about before is the idea that if I do hard things, then the rest of life will seem easier. So if I can pull myself through the last 5 miles of a run that I don't want to do, then I'm in a position that I suppose there's very little that can make my day worse, because I've already been through something difficult. And the fact that I'm able to do my difficult thing in such a lovely, beautiful place, I really appreciate the space that I have around me.
I've reached halfway, turned around, and the dark clouds seem like they're making their way in. I don't know if you can hear that wind as well, but kind of feels good. I have a little bit of a sweat on, so it's good that I'm getting that bit of a cooling down. I don't know if you can see him over there, little heron, probably getting ready to go fishing. See if he can find himself some breakfast. The biggest mistake that people make when they're in the middle of some new challenge is that they give up before they think about the consequences of that decision. And a lot of the time, that discomfort that you're in when you're in the middle of it, it's over or it passes very quickly. And if you can just push through and hold on for even another couple of seconds, you can get to the other side of it. So the mindset that I often ask people to think about when they have the thought about giving up is I want them to picture themselves in 6 hours time or 12 hours time or tomorrow, and how they're going to feel, how disappointed, upset, frustrated they're going to be when they look back and think, I shouldn't have quit. Because the discomfort you're in the minute feels like that's all you're going to ever experience. But when you push through and you get to the end of it, you realise that that discomfort was just some part of your brain trying to find an easy way out. And if you tell yourself, no, we're just going to push through, and you keep saying that, that discomfort will pass and you'll be able to make it to the end of your journey. That's something that I find helps a lot of people, is thinking about the idea of how good you're going to feel when you finish it. So it's easy to come up with a lot of kind of reasons not to do a thing and to talk yourself out of it because it's so hard. But when you try to tell yourself how good you're going to feel at the end, how good it's going to feel that you earned it, how proud you're going to feel that you've achieved whatever it is, that's going to give you something positive to focus on, because you're thinking about the good in the challenge and it's taking you away from the negative and talking yourself out of being able to do it. These guys are always here every morning, just keeping an eye on what's going on. This is the park I was talking about earlier on. It has 2 long sides, 2 short sides. I could split the long sides in half. That'd give me 6 sections. 3 laps of the park would be a mile. So I used to walk a section, jog a section, walk, jog, and I like kind of including a little bit of the park at the end of my run, because it kind of gives me a reminder of where I started and I can see how far I've come. So I just finished my run, finished off with 13.1 miles. The rain held off, kind of happy enough about that. As I kind of said earlier on, I always get such a sense of achievement when I think back to where I started my journey, breaking up the park into different sections, running one section at a time, how hard that was, how unfit I felt, and to now think that I could just take off and do a distance like I did this morning without kind of impacting on me massively, that it's just part of my training routine now. I think if you'd have told me this when I started running laps at the park 6 or 7 years ago, I wouldn't have believed it. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. If you found this video helpful or got anything good out of it, let me know in the comments, or if there's something you want to hear more about, if you like this style of video and like me to do more of them. And remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.